it's a real privilege to be here today, and it's a real privilege to see such a large number of people here. I'm not going to talk for too long, but this organ has had a very long history. I'm going to try to compress it all into just a few short minutes. The organ that you're hearing today was built by a firm named Telford and Sons of Dublin, and it was built in 1890 for the Trinity School at Kelso, out just past Bathurst, a school that was operated by the Holy Trinity Anglican Church there. On Sundays, the building was used by Holy Trinity for Sunday school classes. Telford was a well-known and respected Irish builder, and it was particularly well-known for building small organs with 6 stops. A small instrument was precisely what the school and the Sunday school needed. So for £175, the church acquired a 2-manual organ with 6 stops in a walnut case with decorated front pipes. Unfortunately, the pipes are no longer decorated, and there's a reason for that. At some stage, the schoolroom ceased to be used for school purposes and became the parish hall, and the organ fell into disuse. As early as 1911, there was a proposal to sell the organ, but nothing came of it. In fact, it was not until 1935 that the organ was sold, and then it was acquired by St Albans Anglican Church at Epping for £200. St Albans spent another £200 having the organ moved and rebuilt, had an electric blower installed, it added 5 stops, and the casework was changed. To fit the space at St Albans, they had to put some extra dummy pipes in the front, so what that meant was that the beautifully stenciled pipes of the original organ were repainted in silver. But it filled the space available. A major refurbishment was carried out at St Albans in 1967, and at that stage 3 extra stops were added. So we started off with 6, we ended up with 14. By the middle of 1976, St Albans was dealing with complaints that the organ wasn't loud enough. You couldn't hear it when the church was full. The organist at that time considered that the Telford was underpowered and that it was not really suitable, and that rebuilding it was inappropriate. So a decision was made to obtain a new organ. That was done and installed in 1981, and the Telford was again up for sale. At that stage, St Mark's Granville was interested in the organ, but it didn't have enough funds to put towards the purchase price, so basically nothing happened. Now, to continue the story, we have to move to another location and another church completely. In the early 1960s, in the early 1980s, blowing my glasses, the churches comprising the Galston parish of the Uniting Church decided that they would combine forces, that they would sell their 3 individual properties, and that they would build a new parish centre. In anticipation of this, they decided that they wanted to find a suitable second-hand organ. Now, they were fortunate enough to have an organ builder as a member of their congregation, Ian Brown. And they asked him whether he could find a suitable organ, and he felt that there were 2 suitable organs. One of them was the organ in Burke Street Congregational Church, an 1887 Forster and Andrews organ with 20 stops. And there was this organ that was sitting in St Albans Epping of 14 stops. The preference was for the Forster and Andrews organ in the Congregational Church, but it looked like it had been sold. So they decided that what they would do at Galston was to buy this organ. No sooner had they bought the organ that they were told that the sale of the Forster and Andrews organ from the Congregational Church had fallen through. And so Galston was told, look, you can have the organ if you want it. So what to do? They decided they would buy the Forster and Andrews organ. So by the beginning of 1976, they in fact had 2 organs. Both of them were not in terribly good condition, and the question was, what were they going to do? Well, what they decided to do was to refurbish and sell the Telford with a view to providing funds that they could use to put towards the refurbishment of the Forster and Andrews organ. So under a volunteer force headed by Ian Brown, they refurbished this organ. The only major change that was really made, apart from just fixing up a lot of neglect over the years, was to change the original oboe stop to put in a trumpet stop. I'm not really quite sure why that was done, but that was the decision that was made. And the organ was then, after it was refurbished, sold to St Mark's for $20,000. It was installed by Ian's volunteer team, and it was dedicated here in May 1988. So, just to round it off, so what can be said of this organ? My team has now recorded something like 102, 103 organs, mostly around Sydney. We've heard a lot of organs. I first encountered this organ early in 2023 when we came to record here. In fact, that was when I first encountered Dixon. But on the first day, I was asked, would you like to come and try it out? And I said, oh yeah, I'll come and try it out. And I can remember sitting down here and thinking, I wonder what it's going to be like. And half an hour later, I thought, really, I'd better stop playing this because I've got somebody sitting there who I'm probably keeping away from at work. And the reality was, I thought this was a lovely instrument. I have played the organ at St Albans Epping. I don't like it. I know it's a personal matter, but I think St Mark's got the best part of the bargain. This is a really pleasant organ. It suits the church very well. I'm very impressed by the range of colours this organ has. So between the two of them, I'd rather have a Telford any day. And I'm very pleased to be here this morning to assist in playing it and to hear you all singing so well. So thank you very much.